is DeeJay, and I'll be joining you here for a stream of Wolves versus Crystal Palace in the FA Cup. And just give me 1 second, as I don't usually do FA Cup, so I actually need to find the match here. Where are we watching this? Here we go. How to watch. BT Sport, huh? Oh, maybe this was a mistake. Oh, how to watch the FA Cup in the USA. Yeah. Oh, ESPN Plus. Oh, we can do that. We have ESPN Plus. Just need to remember my passcode. Let's see. Maybe I'm already logged in. Do need to kind of hustle because the game is just about to start. We'll run through the lineups really quickly, but I just want to make sure I get the broadcast first before I oh, why this is taking so long. Okay, ESPN Plus. Okay, I guess I'm not signed in. So I have to sign in. 1 second, guys. Sorry, I've a little bit of a rush. I've been kind of busy at work today and just getting a chance to oh, that's why. Okay, so I was logged in on my other account. Which means I need to sign in here with my other credentials. Sorry, got to remind myself of these and we'll get into the match. But I do need to get this done, otherwise there's not going to be a match for me to call. One second, it might be on my computer here. I can't remember. Sometimes you get so many passcodes for all these accounts to watch all these games, and it just becomes impossible to remember where everything is. Just trying to find it in my old messages because I know where I initially sent it, but I am struggling to remember. Let's see. There we go. Okay, found it. Bingo. Okay, and the reason we're doing this game and not Liverpool Aston Villa is because if you have looked at the lineups for the Liverpool Aston Villa game, you probably wouldn't recognize a single player. They are all youngsters, and both of those teams have clearly prioritized the league over the FA Cup and have started a couple of youngsters. So we're going to go for Wolves instead. We do have the broadcast here. Let's talk through. Oh, we have to. Oh, I do not like where that scoreboard is, I have to say. That's very low. Why is it so low? I may need to try to like move this up the screen for myself, because otherwise it's going to be maybe problematic. Sorry guys, 1 second. If not, I can pull up the old score. But let's go through the lineups here and we'll see who is playing. We've got for Wolves here, John Ruddy in goal, Nelson Semedo, Connor Cody, Roman Saiss, Ray and Aït-Nouri making up the back four. So we'll go with the back four again today. We've talked about that back four, but Leandro Dendoncker, Ruben Neves, the base of midfield, Adama Traore, João Moutinho, Pedro Neto, and Fabio Silva going to be the front four here. Jean Moutinho in the 10 role instead of in the base of midfield today. And for Crystal Palace, Jack Butland gets a start today. Patrick Van Aanholt, Mamadou Sakho, James Tompkins, Nathaniel Klein across the back. Eberechi Eze getting on the pitch once again after a wonder goal last weekend in the Premier League. Jairo Riedewald, James McCarthy, the base of midfield. Jordan Ayew, right wing. And Christian Benteke and Michy Batshuayi will lead the line. And I'm going to work on probably the scores here because I think the FA Cup scoreboard is a little bit too low for me to really reduce my screen. I'll take one more look at it here, but I don't want to get in trouble. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to work. Maybe I can just do that. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's fine. That's probably fine. Okay, so we're going to keep the time cut off, but I don't want to show too much of the screen. Oh, I just don't like it. I'm not really a fan. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm going to do scores. Sorry about that, guys, but I don't want to get my channel suspended here. All right. Nothing quite happening at the moment. Traore was just fouled. Again, apologize for being a little scrambled today. It's been a busy day at work, and I was working on something right before this game started and kind of ran up right towards start time, but we're just about settled here. Make this as dark as possible. All right, let's get these. I have not used these in quite some time. There we go. Okay. Let me scooch these down. Could scooch these over. It's probably a better idea. Oof, it is a struggle. There we go. Oh, I had it. There it is. I guess one's bigger than the other. We can shrink this a little bit. Okay, there we go. No, there we don't go. There we go. Okay, apologize for all of the struggles there to start the match. We are 5 minutes into this one. We have gone through the lineups, and Palace and Wolves are in the midst of an FA Cup third round clash here. Very early still in the FA Cup. A lot of lower league teams still in the competition, and we'll see a couple of those teams over the weekend because there is no Premier League to cast. There's also no Bundesliga, or I think there might be Italian Serie A. So I'll check and see if we can get a Serie A game. But we do have a couple of options, but I do believe Germany and Spain still on their winter break. We'll double check that on the schedule, of course. But for today, we have the FA Cup. It is the third round. This is the best match I think we could find. We will talk about these two teams. Wolves once again in their back four, but a lot of starters, or at least very high-level bench players for Wolves here today. Same with Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace do have 9 alterations to their normal starting lineup, but they do still have a lot of players that have seen first-team action in the lineup here today, getting a start. We have seen Riedewald on a couple of occasions. Jordan Ayew, of course, has not been starting recently, with Eberechi Eze making a place in the squad. Patrick Van Aanholt has struggled for time against Tyrick Mitchell, but all these players have been first-teamers for quite a while. Patrick Van Aanholt, the starter, as early as last season for the rise of Mitchell, and the formation where Jeffrey Schlupp is often played on the left-hand side. Of course, we all know about Nathaniel Klein, former Liverpool player, back into the side today. As Wolves have this one, moving it up the far side. It's Semedo looking infield for Traore. Pretty good combination play here. And strong lineup for Wolves as well. So both teams clearly want to win this game. Pedro Neto has been fielded despite starting every match this season thus far. No Daniel Podence available today. He is injured for a couple of weeks. I think our reports coming back 3 or 4 weeks for Wolves. Traore also starting here today. So clearly a bit of a priority for these teams on the FA Cup, although both these teams not as many matches as a side like Liverpool would have, of course, with the Champions League and the Carabao Cup couple of rounds. They did fall out of the Carabao Cup a couple rounds ago, but nonetheless, a lot of games played for Liverpool, and that a big reason why there are so many youngsters playing. Similarly for Aston Villa, a lot of youngsters playing in that game, which is why we ended up not casting it due to the COVID outbreak. There were rumors that that game might even not happen today. It has been allowed to progress, but both teams taking cautions and rotating the squad fully, while these two teams looking to chase this match here. No Wilfred Zaha in the side for Palace, but despite not having their best weapon, plenty of players out there that can strike. Here's Saiss. Moutinho. Driving forwards, Aït-Nouri. Forced to cut this one back. Neves will switch one over to Traore. Traore's cross is blocked away there, and it will be the first corner of the match here over to Wolves. Decent defending by Patrick Van Aanholt, but cannot keep that ball in play. Cold here in England today. Nuno with the beanie on. Don't see that one too often. Full winter now as we're in the early stages of January. Same can be said for me here as I watch snow falling outside my window at the moment. Corner taken short, then crossed in. Up goes Dendoncker, but a good header away by Tompkins. And now coming away with it is Ayew. Ayew tries to play this one up the field, but it's blocked by Ruben Neves. And now Dendonker's upended. Traore dances by a challenge. Referee allows play to go on. This one slid out to Semedo. Neto cutting inside. Looking for options. He'll lob one out towards Aït-Nouri. Bit of a loose touch there from Aït-Nouri. It's taken away from him by Klein, and Klein plays it off of Neves for a Crystal Palace throw-in. Throw-in comes in for Benteke. It bounces off of him and goes out for a Wolves throw. Here's Eze getting around a couple challenges. He's upended. Wolves not wanting to see Eze drive forward like he did in his last match. Sprinting forward about 60 yards, just dancing through defenders before slotting home Crystal Palace's second goal to seal that match. Ayew going to swing one in. That one easily knocked away by Saiss. Pedro Neto now coming away as Klein was not given a great pass. Neto cuts it back. Gets around one. Gets some space here. Crosses one in. Available is Fabio Silva. And fluffs his lines. Does Fabio Silva here. And still not firing is Wolves' record signing. £35 million spent on Fabio Silva in the summer. Seen as a future replacement possibly for Raul Jimenez. And look at the chance here as Neto gets around Tompkins. Earns himself some space up against Vrijdeveld and picks out a beautiful cross there from Silva, who is on sides, and Silva tries to head it towards the far post and it just sails up off the top of his head. What a terrible effort there from Fabio Silva, and a real chance wasted here by the youngster. Butlin's clearance bouncing around the heads. Saiz losing out to Benteke, and here comes Batshuayi in the other box. Cross away from Batshuayi to the back post. Here's Eze, gets underneath that one, and that is very high over the top of the goal. Probably going to arrive in the second tier of the seating here. A little unfortunate there for Eze. It always was a tough one. It's a bouncing cross here from Batshuayi, but do have to give Batshuayi credit. Look at there, 5 orange shirts in the box. He's able to get the cross over to Eze. It's always going to be a difficult strike there, but just can't stay over top of that one with the volley. And so we mentioned that one probably sailing into the second level. Here's Sacco. Come forward, lays this one in feet to Jordan Ayew. Comes back to Vrieleveld. That one taken away from Benteke. Good defending. Neves shifting play. Semedo. Norrie's cross there deflected and will arrive at the waiting arms of Jack Butlin. Butlin punts this one long, flicks off the back of the head of Dendoncker there. Batshuayi tries to get there first, but comes out second best to Cody. Ruddy launches this one forward. Good control there by João Moutinho coming over to win possession back, and now Pedro Neto's laid it over to Neves. He'll switch play over to Traore. Traore. Defenders here to help Eze as Traore continues to drive forward. Van Aanholt and Eze trying to stay alert. Gets the cross away to Traore. That one flicked away by Tompkins. Neto will collect the second ball. Nouri. Neto. Taking on Klein. Lays it off. Moutinho. Steadies himself. Crossfield pass here to Traore is gorgeous. Lands right on his foot. Traore on his left. He strikes it, and that one narrowly wide on the near post. Not a bad effort there. A beautiful floated pass here from João Moutinho. Look at this one. Just perfectly weighted here. Just basically cushioned down there by Adama Traore as it essentially lands on his foot. He cuts inside, gets a little bit of space. Uses his weaker left foot to strike that one, but drags it a little bit. Takes it wide of the near post. Butlin long once again. Go the heads. It's flicked on by Benteke, but Batshuayi can't collect it. It's intercepted by Wolves, and now Semedo coming away. Eze tracking him, now slowed down by Van Aanholt, and will go negative here to, I believe, Dendoncker, all the way back to Cody. Now over to Saiz. Nouri. All right, Nouri still. Rolls it back to Cody. Semedo. Traore. Driving into Van Aanholt. Driving into the box. He's around Van Aanholt. Gets the cross away, but it deflects into Jack Butlin's hands. Great run from Adama Traore, and Patrick Van Aanholt just looks like he cannot deal with him at the moment. He's already conceded a corner, one successful cross, and now has just been beaten all ends up on the dribble. I think he thought he might have gotten a little bit of extra help from Eberechi Eze, but Eze was not quite in position there to help out. Traore just drove right past Van Aanholt. Butlin now booting this one long again. Always towards that right side, looking for the towering head of Christian Benteke. Jordan Ayew's won a free kick here for Palace. Here's Tompkins standing over this one. Crystal Palace throwing a few bodies forward. Of course, have some pretty big heads up there with Benteke and Batshuayi. Benteke heads it down. Wolves have just done enough there to clear it away. But that's the danger of Christian Benteke. When he is in your lineup, any floated pass, any floated ball cross can easily go up and win over the heads of the defenders. Did so very well there, knocking it down into a dangerous area. Vriedewald poking this one through the legs of Dendoncker, but Eze realizes he's offsides, has to allow Semedo to clear this one away. It's collected by Tompkins, and Palace will look to come again. We've talked about Wolves setting up in this flat back four here. Typically a team that plays a 3-4-3 or a 3-5-2. Opting for that four defender setup again. It's something that Nuno Espirito Santo has tried to go to this year to get all of his talented attacking players into the side. It allows him to play this 4-3-3 with Fabio Silva up top, Adama Traore on the right, and one of Podence or Neto on the left. And in an ideal world, could even put Dendoncker on the bench and allow Ruben Neves and João Moutinho to be the double pivots in the base of midfield. And either a 4-4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1. Just gives him a lot of options to get all of those attacking players in the side, but has noticeably left them a little bit shorn in defense throughout this season. It's not something they're used to, and they have struggled to keep clean sheets when they do set up in this four. Connor Cody in particular just looks a little uncomfortable with the role sometimes, but it clearly is something that Santos working on in training. They've done it. It's about the fourth or fifth time they've done it this season, and the FA Cup, always a good opportunity for teams that are pretty secure in their positions in the table in the Premier League to try new things, to try and expand on their strategies. You can see Crystal Palace doing a similar version of it, taking Wilfried Zaha off the field and aiming for more of a long ball into the head strategy here. They usually look for long balls into the channels or into Zaha's feet. With Jeffrey Schlupp making runs on the left-hand side today, they will be looking for the head of Christian Benteke and Michy Batshuayi. Do keep your eyes on the defenders of Wolves. Those are sort of the areas in which it has been a problem for them structurally this season. If they can work on that and be defensively sound, it will allow them to throw one extra attacking player into the side and solve some of these selection issues that Nuno has had with so many talented attacking players at his disposal. Can work here by Semedo on the far side, wins the header. He's driving forward, takes a shot. Good save by Butland. Down to his left, using the hand. And what has he done here? Plays allowed to continue. Dendoncker across the box. That one deflected away. Here's Traore getting a strike away that's blocked. Silva with it now turns and shoots, and that one easily collected by Butland. Did Butland not touch that with his hand? We'll have to take a look at this replay here, but this looked very strange as Semedo does very well, wins the header against Van Aanholt, drives forward, gets a decent strike away. I think Butland sees it late. Oh my word. How is this not called? So Butland makes the save, and then Van Aanholt's in trouble. He kind of flicks it back to Butland, who reaches down and touches it with his left hand, and there's no review. I'm shocked. That should definitely be a free kick to Wolves inside the Crystal Palace area. I'm amazed that hasn't been caught. Nevertheless, play has resumed here. Klein shifts it over to Sacco. There's Tompkins. We'll slide one back out to Klein. Ayew rolls one behind him for Klein, but Klein's run is held up by Neto. Now this one rolled backwards all the way to Tompkins. Sacco. Vriedewald. Tompkins again. Launched forward by Sacco, but that one easily read by Saiss. He'll allow that to bounce into the hands of John Ruddy. Just playing it between themselves right now are Ruddy and Saiss, kind of waiting for Crystal Palace to pressure, inviting it onto themselves. And they've played through it pretty easily here. Neves. Over to Moutinho. Aït-Nouri. Moutinho. Good control here by Neto under some pressure. That pass just staying in play. And actually not staying in play. Has rolled out and will be a Crystal Palace throw here on the near side. Keep an eye on that Liverpool-Aston Villa score. We'll talk about the reasons we decided not to cast that one. McCarthy looking backwards here for Sacco. A little bit of pressure from Traore, but a good pass out to Van Aanholt, who can break forward. Looking into the box for Batshuayi, but his touch is loose, taken away by Semedo. Wolves now trying to come the other way. Semedo being pressured here by Ayew, but continuing his run. He'll shift it out to Neto. Over comes McCarthy to knock that one off of Neto's foot. Will be a free kick here to Wolves. And it is 1-0 to Liverpool. Sadio Mane in the 4th minute. So despite missing the only goal in the 2 games here, I do have to be a little happy that I didn't cast Liverpool because it took me about 5 minutes to get my stream up and running here today. So I probably would have missed that goal by Mane. Here's Moutinho. He'll lay one over to Connor Cody. Saiss. Aït-Nouri. Moutinho switching play. All the way over to Neves. Now Semedo. Traore. Semedo. Crossing this one in. That one bouncing inside the box and flicked away weakly there by Klein. Neto will just allow it to roll out of play so he can turn, have the throw in. Aït-Nouri throws it into Silva, who's missed the best chance of the game thus far as Dendoncker turns and has a hit. That one never troubling Jack Butland over the top the entire time. Decent pass here by Silva. Dendoncker just elects to turn and have a first-time strike. It actually dips a little bit right at the end of the strike there, but always a little bit underneath that one, and Butland not even needing to really jump. Still 0-0 here, 26 minutes into this one. 6 attempts for Wolves, 2 on target. Of course, the best chance of the match was not put on target. A header by Fabio Silva off a brilliant cross from Pedro Neto. It was not converted by the young striker. Again, signed by Wolves in the summer. Their record signing for $35 million, and has gotten a good amount of starts in the absence of Raul Jimenez following that scary clash of heads with David Luiz multiple weeks ago. Fabio Silva really has not fired for Wolves as of yet, despite claims that from Wolves staff that he was ready to be a first-team player in the summer when they did sign him despite his age. Really has not shown the confidence or the predatory instincts in the box just yet. Once again, fluffing his lines here today. Here's Neves. Moutinho. Oh, brilliant from Moutinho. Dances around an attempted challenge from Benteke. Now slings it out to Semedo. Semedo looks in field. That one deflected by Eze. Neto up against Riedewald. Neto striking. That one blocked by McCarthy. It's bounced out to Klein, who will get a half clearance away as far as Ayew, who's under pressure here from Aït-Nouri. Ayew turns away. Aït-Nouri gets a poke in, but he'll poke it out of play. It'll be a throw in here to Crystal Palace. Here's the throw in from Klein. That one knotted down by Neves. Or sorry, by Moutinho over to Neves. Now it's Semedo. Traore. Dancing around. Going at Van Aanholt again. Gets the cross away. That one a little bit too far for Pedro Neto. This time Ayew can try to clear it away. He'll get some help from Klein to knock that one out of play. Seiss. We'll slide this one over to Connor Cody. Back to Seiss. Moutinho. He's going to slide this one over to Neves. Traore again. Semedo. Traore. Semedo. This one taken off Semedo by Van Aanholt. His attempted pass there. Going to just roll out of play harmlessly. A bit of a struggle for the first 30 minutes here for Van Aanholt. So Semedo now tasked with the throw-in. This one thrown in for Neto. Of course, no offsides on throw-ins, so was able to take up a pretty deep position there. But Wolves have been forced back by a number of Crystal Palace bodies. There's Neves sliding this one over to Cody. Semedo, that one deflecting back to him, but enough blue and red shirts here to crowd Semedo out. Now Eze trying to hold on to possession. Two players defending him here for Wolves as he's in the corner, but he'll win a goal kick. No, he will not. It comes off of Eze last. Going to be a corner kick to Wolves, their second of the match. That one, unfortunately, not coming to much as that swung in, headed away, and will just result in a throw-in. Here's Wolves in possession once again on the far side. Neves, back to Cody. Seiss. Ait-Nouri. Forced backwards pretty quickly there. Gets it over to Cody. Here's Neto on the near side now, taking on Ayew. Gets a half yard of space, gets the cross away, inside the box is poked away by Sakho. Good defending there by Mamadou Sakho. That was a critical intervention. Semedo. Traore goes down here. A pretty loud scream here from, I believe that's Van Aanholt. Might have clashed heads for a moment. Let's take a look at this one. There may have been an arm in Van Aanholt's face. Take a look here. He's trying to shake Van Aanholt, and yeah, gets a little bit of a hand in the face there from Traore. Doesn't look too bad here, but if he did get poked in the nose or eye, can certainly unbalance you for a second. Even if it's not painful, it's at least very shocking. That's something that typically happens to you in the course of a game. Sorry, doing one thing for my startup really quick. It's kind of a timely required thing. All right, there we go. Should be able to focus now. Broadcasters talking about Fabio Silva at the moment, only 18 years of age, of course. He talked about the chance that he did miss earlier today. Here's Nori. Neto exchanging passes with him. Now it's Moutinho. Cody. Ooh, bit of a loose pass there from Aitnori. It's picked up by Batshuayi. Look at that sliding challenge from Neves to take it away from him, though. Here's Moutinho coming the other way. It's Semedo. There's Traore. Semedo. Good sliding pass into Traore, trying to take on Eze, but runs out of room just a little bit. Gets a cross away, but it's deflected by Eze. Stays in play. Good defending there by Eberechi Eze. There's Traore. Taking on Eze again. This time gets around him. A little bit of room. Takes a left-footed strike, and it's in! What a goal from Adama Traore. Strokes one into the upper right corner, and Butland gets a hand on it, but cannot keep it out. Wolves lead here. 1-0 in the 40th minute of play. What a brilliant strike here from Adama Traore. This is on his weaker left foot. We'll take a look at the replay here in a second. And here it is. Ruben Neves. Crossfield pass out here to Traore. Eze takes his time closing him down, and Traore skips by him with a little bit of a Cruyff turn. Doesn't get closed down by Riedewald and just blasts this one with his left foot into the upper right corner. Look at this strike here at the top of the 18-yard box. You can see Butland just gets a little bit of a hand on it, but cannot keep this one out of the back of the net. Oh, it's great power on that strike from Traore. Strokes it with the laces, gets through the back of the ball. Just beats Butland with direction and power. Brilliant stuff there from Traore. And Wolves find themselves in front, in the 36th minute of play. Crystal Palace coming the other way now. Going to try to get this one back, but certainly have been second best in this first half. Most of the possession and dangerous possession has been in their end as Ayew tries to get a cross away. That one deflected. Good tracking by Neves, and it's claimed by Ruddy. Almost done here. I'm making an Instagram post for my business. And there is the stat to back up my claim about Wolves' superiority in this half. They have 67% of possession at the moment. And it has been in good areas. They have been able to play through Palace's midfield very well through Moutinho and Neves and get into those attacking positions, cycle the ball across the top of the box. As Semedo's touch a little bit loose allows Van Aanholt to slide in, poke it away from him, but will still be a Wolves throw. It's a cross from Neto deflected. Butland just going to be able to keep that one in. It'll be opportunity to clear here for the Palace goalkeeper. All right, we finished our post. We're good. Sorry about that, guys. No, I've been a little distracted, but Instagram posts for our business, the analytics suggest they do best in the middle of the day / early afternoon, so I don't want to wait too long. Guess I could have done it at half, but you know, I don't have a brain sometimes. 8 Nori lets that one run out of play as the touch from Klein is loose. It'll be a throw in here to Wolves. 8 Nori. Moutinho plays this one off of McCarthy. It'll go out for another throw. 39th minute here. Really yet to see a decent Crystal Palace attack. Talked about how Wolves have been the better of the two sides, have had much better spells of possession, have had possession in dangerous areas. Had a very good opportunity for Fabio Silva earlier on in the match that was not taken, and finally the pressure paying through Adama Traore's brilliant strike just a couple minutes ago. Fabio Silva now down on the pitch, and this will be worrying for Wolves. Already have their main striker, Raul Jimenez, injured, of course, has been out for a while since that very scary head clash that sent him to the hospital. Take a look at Fabio Silva here. Just kind of gets bounced into by McCarthy. Think he'll be all right. Probably just winded as McCarthy came right into his gut, upper chest area. But any strikers down on the pitch for Wolves are worrying, considering the thin availability they have at that position at the moment. Of course, can try to play Podence or Neto in that position as more of a false nine, but Podence on the injury table as well for the next couple of weeks. So Wolves definitely want to make sure their attacking players are available. They did recall Patrick Cutrone, of course, from loan. Just arrived yesterday. And that means we can, at some point soon, if Cutrone gets an appearance, hear the good old Wolves chant, even if it's pumped into the stadium with no fans still in the seats, considering the kind of wave of COVID-19 that is blasting through England. But we can hear the famous old chant of Patrick Cutrone. He loves the pizza. He loves the pasta. Patrick Cutrone. We like to joke about that one in my fantasy league. Benteke initially received possession. That one bounced off a Wolves player last. Will be a throw in here to Crystal Palace. Fabio Silva has come off and come back onto the pitch. Seems no worse for wear. Poor pass there from Van Aanholt's given away. Now Cody with it. Good pressure by Batshuayi. Will block the clearance, but fortunately for him, it'll roll out for a goal kick. Just 4 minutes remaining here in regulation in the first half. Wolves trying to play out once again and doing so very well. Semedo bursting through the midfield line now. Still going Semedo. He'll lay one into the path of Silva, but good reading by Mamadou Sakho. He'll intercept that pass, and Crystal Palace have it again. This one launched forward now by Sakho, but Benteke can't get onto that one. Just blocked off by Saiss. It'll roll all the way to John Ruddy, who will lay it out to the near side here for 8 Nouri. It stopped snowing here. I'll have to go check at halftime how much snow actually came down. Here's Neves, looking like he's the left back at the moment with his current position. He'll switch play back over to the right-hand side for Wolves. Moutinho. This one laid off for Semedo. He'll play it back for Connor Cody. Saiss. Over to Neves again. Back to Cody. Moutinho. Traore. Still cutting inside. Here's Traore. Tries to play a very tight pass there to Pedro Neto, but it's anticipated and intercepted by Ayew, who plays a 1-2 with Batshuayi, but his first touch a little too far for him there. 8 Nouri coming back to clean that one up. Wolves looking pretty solid so far in the back four at the moment. At least up to this point in the match, certainly their best showing, their most solid showing in this formation yet this season. Neto. Moutinho. Neves. Semedo. Neves again. Good ball into the feet of Traore here from Neves. He'll move it on to Dendoncker. Plays it in behind for Neto. Quickly defended by both Sacco and Van Aanholt. It'll force him back to Traore. Cody. Semedo. Neto. Traore. Steadying himself. Oh, and I think he didn't mean to play that pass, but it's a little bit too late for that one. You could see the frustration in Adama Traore's face as soon as he played it, knowing he had under-hit it for Fabio Silva. Silva does commit the foul. It's Crystal Palace coming the other way. This one through Klein. Now he'll lay it back. McCarthy. Sacco. Friedewald. Minute remaining here in normal time in the first half. See how much stoppage time is available as Sacco plays one into the channel for Benteke. Good pass by Benteke. Back across for Ayew. Looks in behind for Batshuayi, but it's blocked away by Neves. That was a pretty crucial interception there by Neves. Looked like Batshuayi had made a pretty good run in behind Connor Cody. Here's Klein. 20 seconds remaining before I can tell you the stoppage time. Batshuayi. Good turn by Ayew. Lays it to the top of the box. Riedewald overruns it. Van Aanholt tries to play a pass. It's blocked away. Good collection here by Ayew, though, as Wolves try to counter-attack. Ayew. Sacco. Eze. 1 minute of stoppage time allotted at the end of this half. It's not much time for Crystal Palace to try to find the leveler and go in with honors even. Here's Sacco. Rolled all the way back to Butland. Running out of time here are Crystal Palace. Tompkins. Friedewald. Sacco. McCarthy. Sacco again. Just 15 seconds in that 1 minute were allotted by the fourth official here. And, Crystal Palace don't seem overly enthusiastic about getting it forward. Klein, he'll go backwards. Referee looks at his watch, puts the whistle to his mouth, and he will blow for halftime. And McCarthy punts the ball into the stands here. A frustrated figure there at the end of this first half. The only goal provided by that man, Adama Traore, on his weaker left foot, blasting one past Jack Butland at his near post, giving Wolves the halftime lead here at Molineux in the FA Cup third round. All right, guys, that'll do it for the first half. Hope you're enjoying it so far. Again, want to apologize for sort of the scramble at the beginning of the stream, but been, like I said, a little bit busy and had to find ESPN Plus and relog into my ESPN Plus account. So I'm very sorry about that, and hope it wasn't too obnoxious. But a decent half nonetheless. Wolves, certainly the better of the two sides, look much more fluid, combining well, playing well, in stringing passes together in attacking areas, pushing into Crystal Palace's third or portion of the field, their half of the field. Quite often. Adama Traore looks dangerous. He has had his way really with Patrick Van Aanholt so far today. Of course, has the goal to his name as well. And Eze has helped on a couple of occasions, but has also left Van Aanholt and maybe not defended his best on a couple. Certainly for the goal, I can say that Eze was culpable of letting Traore too far inside before Riedewald could arrive. But nonetheless, like we said, Wolves have looked good. It's been a struggle for Crystal Palace. They're relying on trying to have Benteke hold up play. It's hard to hold up play when it's launched to your head every time. He doesn't really have someone to flick it into. Batshuayi is not the fastest striker. He's the kind of player that wants to be penalty box and also wants to try to hold it up a little bit like Benteke. And so I think there's a little bit of an issue there where similar ideas coming from the two strikers, and they're just not holding up the ball right. They can't mix it up. There's no one to flick in behind to, so they're just going to try to control it every time and either draw a foul or play a negative pass so they can keep possession. And I think it's really easy for Wolves defenders to deal with that. They need some more creativity on the wide side, a little more support for these strikers early on, so they don't have to try to deal with 1 to 3 Wolves defenders that are collapsing on them, knowing that there's no one running in behind. We'll see if any adjustments are made, but I just get the feeling that Roy Hodgson won't care too much about this FA Cup match. He'll probably rest his players for the league, and just hope that they can turn it around with a little bit of some small tactical tweaks and maybe getting a little bit more quick support for his two strikers. But they're definitely going to need some more out of those front two players and a little bit more possession, I would say, or I can't see this going anyway, but Wolves extending their lead. With that, I'm going to go grab a little bit of food, a little bit of water. We'll be back in a couple minutes with the second half. Thanks for tuning in. Again, sorry for the rough start, and hope you are enjoying the cast here today so far. All right, guys. Looks like there should be one more commercial break before we get back to half. Oh, maybe not. Players look like they might be coming out here. So I tried to scarf down my pretzels. Alrighty, I scarfed my pretzels down. We'll have a little more later. We do have a change here at halftime, actually, for Crystal Palace here. So Roy Hodgson is seeing what I'm seeing with the way the game is going. Is going to try and make a change. Checo Kuyate going to come on here. I believe that's for McCarthy. No, McCarthy's still on the pitch. Yeah, I'm not sure who that change was for, actually. We'll keep an eye on where Checo Kuyate is slotted here as the second half gets underway. Wolves have it to start. Saiz will be forced into a long clearance. This one straight up goes Tompkins. He'll win out on that one. It's actually Mamadou Sakho coming off for Checo Kuyate, so not sure about that one. May have been a forced change. You rarely see center backs changed, particularly at halftime. In matches like these, FA Cup, Premier League matches, I don't think Mamadou Sakho was particularly bad in the first half either, so I think this might be a forced change here as Checo Kuyate comes on, and he'll be playing center back here alongside James Tompkins. Wolves still in possession here. Semedo. Traore. Neves driving this one towards Fabio Silva, who tries to head it down to Neto, but it is Kuyate, newly introduced, stepping in to take that one away. Eze. Benteke waits a little bit too long to try to take possession of that one, and it's taken off his boot. Now Aiton Nuri. This one slid over to Cody. Semedo. Driven back by Dendoncker. Patient build-up from Wolves, leading 1-0 here to start this second half. Moutinho. Cody. Very patient build up from Wolves here. Haven't moved forward more than a couple of yards despite about 7 passes. Finally, a pass out to Nori, who's touched a little bit too big there, taken away from him by Klein. Here's Ayu coming the other way, looking for some options. He tries to get around Moutinho, takes a little bit of a body check, but continues onwards, and now will be tripped by Moutinho. It'll be a free kick here to Crystal Palace. Take a look at it here. You can see he gets a little bit of a body check on Ayu, but Ayu continues this run, feels a little bit of a tug there from Moutinho, and just falls to the ground. So here's a chance for Crystal Palace. They have not really had a chance all match. We'll see what they can do from this set piece. It's Eze driving this one in. Up go the heads. Knocked away by Seiss. Come all the way back to Klein. Steadies himself. Out to the far side. Ayu. McCarthy moves it back to Tompkins. Now over to Kouyaté. Brief update here as we look around the other game. Eze actually, hold on, is breaking into the box. Top of the box, it's Benteke, but can't control that one. It's booted away by Moutinho. Aston Villa have leveled the match in the 41st minute before halftime. It was Louis Barry leveling that one for Liverpool. If you want to get a sense of what I was talking about with the lineup for Aston Villa and how young it is, I'll run through it really briefly here as Wolves come forward. It's Onodi in goal, Jay Walker, Walker, Revan, Bridge, Rowe, Hayden, Reich in the back, Hayden, Reiki, Silla, Bogard, Chrisen, the midfield 4 or 5, excuse me, and Barry, the goal scorer there, leading the line in a 4-5-1 for Aston Villa. Not a single one of those players has played this season. I have done plenty of Aston Villa games, and I have not seen a single one of those names come on, even as a substitute. For Liverpool, Henderson, Salah, Mane, Wijnaldum did start. Curtis Jones as well. But Nathaniel Williams, Reece Williams, James Milner, and Kelleher were fielded, as well as Takumi Minamino. There's Wolves still in possession. I've held it since I started going through that ridiculously young Aston Villa lineup. As Adama Traore is fouled here, and he'll go to ground now, holding his right leg. Yeah, you can see Van Aanholt definitely gets there late. Steps on Traore's foot/ankle area. Don't think he can have too many complaints. So here's a free kick for Wolves. Couple of bodies in the box. Here's Dendoncker and Seiss have come forward. Gonna go short instead to Moutinho. He'll lay it into the path of Semedo. Cross from Semedo, hoofed away by Vriedewald. Comes a corner kick from Wolves. In it comes. Up goes the head, and it's Silva again, missing another golden opportunity here. In-swinging corner taken by Neto. It's driven very well, and Silva is... It's essentially a free header at the back post All he needs to do is guide that on target. There's plenty of power put in it by Neto, and it just skims off his forehead, goes well wide, never even challenging Butland. And man, another excellent opportunity gone begging here for Fabio Silva, and you just have to wonder when he will get that goal that I think he really needs. Sace is called for a foul here, manhandling Batshuayi. Yeah. These are the opportunities that Palace need to take advantage of. They have all those big bodies in the box. Benteke, Batshuayi, Eze needs to put a good ball in here. It's a dangerous opportunity and would be the first shot they've had on target if they can get one on target. Instead, going to go short out to Ayew. Ayew's cross away near post. That one blocked off by Semedo. Ayew will allow it to roll out for a throw. Quick throw into Batshuayi, but deemed to be a foul throw here on Jordan Ayew. Don't see that one too often. Crystal Palace will watch their opportunity evaporate here. It'll be a throw into Wolves after that gaff there by Jordan Ayew, but good work here by McCarthy on the ensuing throw. He'll win possession back and knock it off of Aït-Nouri. And it's another throw for Crystal Palace. This one a little better than the first one, and now it's certainly a foul here as looks like McCarthy's tripped by Fabio Silva. Silva protesting, trying to make a case here to the referee, but I don't think he can have any complaints. You can see he comes flying into this challenge from McCarthy from behind. He doesn't slide, but he definitely clips McCarthy on the back of the heel. It's certainly a foul and a very good free kick opportunity here for Crystal Palace. It's essentially should be played like a corner here. You see the bodies in the box as Eze steps over it. Here's the free kick. Up it goes, flicked at the near post, but this time by Silva. Kouyaté will get there first. He'll allow it to roll out for a throw. He'll take the throw quickly, aiming at Ayew. Settles on the chest, gets the cross, but it's blocked by Semedo. It'll be a corner kick here for Crystal Palace, their first of the match. Taken short here. Ayew driving inside, gets around Moutinho inside the box. He gets it across the face of goal. It's cleared away. Excellent work there by Dendoncker. Ball still with Palace though. Sailed back in. Header by Traore. Now cleared away by Cody, who goes down. Limping there is Cody, but he's done enough, and Neto will knock it off a Palace player. It'll go out for a Wolves throw. Excellent stuff here from Jordan Ayew. He uses his body to hold off Joao Moutinho. Gets a good ball across the 6-yard box. He's looking for James Tompkins, but better defending by Leander Dendoncker knocks that one away. And Wolves able to hold on here. Certainly the most dangerous chance of the match there for Crystal Palace. Unfortunately, still not a shot on target for them. Here's Aït-Nouri on the far side. Neto. Good ball into the feet of Silva. Lays it off for Dendoncker. Back to Moutinho. Moutinho going to have a hit here, but doesn't quite get his boot through that one. It bounces safely into the hands of Butland. Palace again. Kouyaté. McCarthy. Back to Kouyaté. Now Riedewald. Kouyaté. Riedewald. Van Aanholt. Is it? Laying it off is Eze. McCarthy. Rolls this one to Ayu. He'll cut it back. McCarthy. Tompkins. Riedewald. Good spell of possession here from Crystal Palace. They haven't quite moved it deep into the attacking half or attacking part of the field for themselves yet, but have been knocking it around pretty nicely. Van Aanholt. Oh, and here's a mistake by Benteke. He gives it away. Neto tries to get around Kuyate. Goes to ground, claiming he got kicked, but not going to get the foul call. And the other way, come Crystal Palace. It's Ayu. He's going to clip one in behind, looking for the run of Batshuayi, but well read by Reddy. Comes off his line to collect that one. Now Neves. He'll swing one out to Traore. Into the feet of Neto. But a manhandling by Kuyate, but no foul once again. Eze coming forward. He has it poked off him by Neves. Tompkins. So McCarthy's now gone to ground here. Might have been stepped on by Silva. Probably was stepped on by Silva. Palace getting it restarted here. It's McCarthy. Swinging one over to Kuyate, who's going to drive forward. Gets around one, but can't get around Traore. Now Traore driving forward. Cutting it back as Traore. Lays it off for Dendoncker. Goes to ground here. Inside the box is Silva. The touch a little bit too long. That one scythed away from him by McCarthy. I think one of the Crystal Palace players might get a yellow card. I think it may be Kuyate. So Adama Traore went to ground at the end of his run. And now Ayu's lost out to a couple of Wolves players. It's Moutinho coming away with it. What's up, young Bolus? Yes, this is the FA Cup. Third round. Nah, you're good, dog. Your fantasy team will be just fine. But I do think Podence is injured for a couple of weeks. Here's Moutinho. Traore. Good turn here by Semedo. Tries to play it back to Traore. It's blocked away by Van Aanholt. But his exit pass towards Batshuayi is well read by Neves. He intercepts it, then gets fouled by Batshuayi. Nice. Is that a rumor? Interesting. Oh, yeah, I guess they did just sell a striker. Haller's at Ajax now. Man, they really must have not liked Haller till they literally just bought him like last season. And Mikhail Antonio's not even fit yet. Yeah, Giroud seems to be a David Moyes kind of player. Yeah, they signed him for what, 63? They sold him for 20. Yeah, it's about I think that's what I heard. But yeah, Giroud does sound like a very David Moyes player. He seems to only score all of his goals by Thomas Souček headers right now, so might as well get another one in there. Oh, Ruben Neves' rare misplaced pass here. That's easily intercepted by Klein. The attack breaking down here for Wolves. McCarthy driving one across the field, easily read by Semedo. He'll head that one away. Then Donker collects the second ball, nods it down for Neto. It's true, he would not have to leave London. Be very easy. Oh, and what's happened here? Neto has gone down in an absolute heap, screaming out. Oh, hat on. Okay, which one? I have Cubs Angels, Cleveland Indians, Pokemon hat, Game Boy hat. I'll even let you do a beanie. I'm not burning my Cleveland Indians hat. It's the new one, dude, not the old one. It has the C. Pokemon hat it is. Yeah, the Indians hat has the C on it, my friend. Not the other thing. Oh boy, here's Adama Traore bursting in behind Van Andel, looks across the box. What a save by Butland. And it's a good thing I turned around as I was putting that hat on, because what a break here from Wolves. This one flung out to Traore, settles it on his chest, and Van Andel thinks he can win it. He's always second best. Traore picks out the run of Dendoncker, who should be finishing this when he tries to put it into that same right-hand corner that Traore finished his goal in, but Butland reacts quickly, punches that one away. Excellent save there for Jack Butland, but what another attack from Adama Traore. He has been electric today. Swung in here, the corner by Neto. Silva at the back post. Another floated header from Silva. He has really struggled with those headers today. Just seems to not be able to drive it. He was trying to play that one back across the face of goal for a couple of Wolves players at the near post, but just floated it up for Butland to catch. I'm not sure. I haven't really followed baseball in the last couple. Was this like last season? The Indians jerseys are pretty cool. Here, I can look it up. Indians pitcher Cy Young. It's definitely not Trevor Bauer. And not, are you talking about Corey Kluber? I feel like he was Shane Bieber. I have never heard of that person. Yeah, I have not followed baseball very closely. My dad was telling me the other day that Theo Epstein had like left the Cubs like last season, and I was like, what the heck? that was new information to me. So second foul throw here by Palace. This one by Nathaniel Klein. 2 1/2, let alone one game by the same team. You do not see that very often. Told you that kid I went to high school with who is the Cleveland pitcher. Oh shit, no kidding. Oh, and now a yellow card going to be given to Ryan Nori for time wasting in the 66th minute of play. Not sure that was his intention, but nonetheless will receive the yellow card here. I mean, you could just wait until they rename themselves. I'm pretty sure they're cutting the Indians name. I think they're just Cleveland baseball team right now, but unlike the Washington football team, they're giving themselves some time to find a new name. Saiz. Good pass into the feet of Neto. He's able to move that one on to Aitnori. Clip pass here for Neves, just over the top of Fabio Silva. Rolls into the hands of Butland. Oh, and by the way, for clarification on the hat thing, if you have more points, you can put another hat on my head. The hats do stack. At some point, I'll probably have to take my headphones off, but yeah, the hats stack. Van Aanholt. Carthy. Oh, you know what I should do so that I don't have to say it every time? I need to go on my Nightbot and make a list of the hats that I have so that people can, if they want to check the hats, they can just like hit like hats exclamation point and it'll pop up. Yeah, I should do that. I need to write a note for myself. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Add hats. Hat list command. Kuyate. Batshuayi. Good run by Ayu here. Now driving at Cody. Steadying himself. Lays it off to Batshuayi. He's going to have a strike. That one deflects and goes over the top of the goal here. Corner kick to Palace. It'll be their second of the match. Couple substitutions coming here for Crystal Palace as Adama Traore is also down on the turf. That's a worrisome sight here for Wolves. Not sure if it's cramp or if he's feeling a tweak somewhere. But he will come off here. Take a look back at the goal that Traore did score. Brilliant strike on his left foot. Power and direction of it just beating Butland. Got a piece of it, but never able to keep it out. No, I really couldn't. I took a look at it, but I think it, just kind of thing that just happens, I guess. There was no like, I do get a breakdown of all of my streams, and there was like no, I get an error analysis. This corner swung in here, headed away at the near post. Strike at the back by McCarthy, but it gets well underneath that one. So I do get like an error report if something goes wrong typically, if it's like a common error, but it was, couldn't tell you. So it's Wilfred Zaha and Tyrick Mitchell coming on here as Adama Traore was withdrawn for Morgan Gibbs-White for Wolves. Christian Benteke going to come off here. Will likely indicate a change in the structure here for Crystal Palace. Tyrick Mitchell comes on. And he will likely be on for Van Aanholt, I would imagine. Nope, he will actually come on for McCarthy. So some slightly attacking, so a couple attacking changes, I suppose. See what happens here. Mitchell usually a left back. He's being subbed on for holding mids. We'll see what the eventual formation is here for Palace. Imagine they will go to a single striker. Wilfred Zaha will probably come out to his normal position on the left. So we look here. Neves. So here is Van Aanholt has been moved forward, looks like. Batshuayi going to lead the line. Tyrick Mitchell will be behind Van Aanholt. So I think Van Aanholt might slot into the left-hand midfield position. Looks like they may play Wilfred Zaha in the 10 role, or basically as a withdrawn striker here. Eze will come into midfield, out from the right. See what it looks like here as Wolves play this one forward. I think it's still going to be a 4-4-2. It's going to be a midfield duo of Eze and Vrijdeveld now, with Van Aanholt at left mid, and Zaha will take up the second striking position. So will still be a 4-4-2. Here's a good combination play between Wolves. Fabio Silva inside the box. Good reactions from Jack Butland. It's a very neat little passing play there from Neto. Good combination with, I believe that was Dendoncker, and then plays a cute little chipped pass into the path of Fabio Silva. It's almost perfectly weighted, but just a little bit too far for him to get a touch onto it before Butland can rush out and pick it up. Now it's Tompkins hurling it forward, headed down by Nori. Good work by Silva. Picks out Dendoncker. Doesn't quite have the support on the right by Gibbs-White yet. Neves initially has his pass blocked, but gets it back in the scrum and is finally able to shift it out to Neto. Now Nuri gets a cross away that's deflected by Vrijdeveld. Taken away by Crystal Palace. It's Klein looking up the far touchline, and Zaha's first touch is poor. Rolls off his foot and out of play for a throw-in. By the way, Nolan, I'm not sure if you saw the option there, but there's also an option if you save up enough channel points to make me buy a new hat for the list, and you can leave. I can update this as well, but I'll allow whoever makes me buy a hat to have 2 suggestions for what hat I should buy, and I will pick from one of them. Here's Moutinho. Driving inside is Neto. We are in the 73rd minute. Yeah, I kind of, I was the FA Cup scoreboard is a little too low. I'm worried that if I show the corner of the screen, it'll show too much, and I'll get in a little trouble. So I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do that, and then I just didn't have enough time to sync up my timer. So apologize for that. Riedewald. But good call out. I've kind of forgotten I don't have the timer showing there, so I'll update people as minutes tick by. So Tyrick Mitchell plays a ball up the line intended for Zaha, but Cody does well, shields that one out of play for a goal kick. Yeah, appreciate the call out there. I kind of used to having the scoreboard at this point and not having to sync up my time. Nuri settling this one. A bit of a loose touch, but Batshuayi not close enough to close him down. Neves. Seiss. Cody. Nuri. A little bit of a clip there from Ayu, who apologizes quickly. Wolves still with it. Slow build up here from Wolves, of course, in no hurry, leading by 1-0 in this third round FA Cup match as Pedro Neto slips. Allows that ball to escape his attention, roll all the way to Klein. Crystal Palace have it now. Eze. Kouyaté. Mitchell. Rolls it back to Kouyaté. Good pressure here by Wolves, and pressure from Morgan Gibbs-White will force it all the way back to Jack Butland. Eze. After that -7 performance? Nah, it's probably fine. Marcel's injured. Makes sense. For ESR. Friedewald. Oh, Emil Smith-Rowe. Yeah, I think that's a smart decision. And that's kind of nuts, even with the injury. Moutinho, his pass blocked. Neves, a little bit of loose control there. It's been poked away. Here's a chance for Palace. Zaha with some space up against Seiss here. Inside the Wolves box. Gets the cross away. Cody is there to block that cross. Intended for Batshuayi. There's Zaha again from the ensuing throw-in. Friedewald. Eze. Yeah, he absolutely is. Mitchell. Van Aanholt. Eze. Eze looks for the ball into the channel, but John Ruddy alert to this one as Zaha tries to run onto it. Ruddy will dive on top of it first. Yeah. There's a lot about Chelsea that's questionable, I would say. Ruddy launching this one forward, headed down by Kouyaté. Riedewald. Van Aanholt. Dancing around the challenge of Silva there. Short pass for Eze, though. That one bounces off of Eze's hands. What is the referee doing here? That's clearly a handball. I don't know why he allows play to continue there. Batshuayi. Ticking over into the 78th minute of play here. Kuyate. Eze. Oh, and Eze's robbed of possession here by Neves. Fabio Silva is now manhandled, but claims that the challenge won the ball, to the frustration of multiple Wolves players. But then Donker does well to win it back, and now it's shifted out to a lot of space for Pedro Neto driving at Tompkins. He's inside the box. He shoots, and it's dragged just a little bit wide. Looked like a very similar effort to, I believe, one against Arsenal a couple of weeks ago. Counter-attacking right at the death of the game. I might be getting the match wrong. It may have been Tottenham. But very similar as he bursts into the left side of the 18-yard box. Tries to hit a left-footed shot to that right-hand side of the goal, but just drags that one a little bit. And it goes wide of that right-hand post. And here is the man from Italy, Patrick Cutrone, on for Fabio Silva, who has had a bit of a rough afternoon for himself here, missing multiple excellent opportunities. Still just not firing here for Wolves. The 18-year-old signed for $35 million, the club record in the summer. And it is Patrick Cutrone, just recalled from loan in Italy a couple of days ago. The man whom the Wolves faithful loves to say loves the pizza and the pasta. Now onto the pitch here, and here's his first touch. He's going to look for a ball in behind towards Pedro Neto. Touch a little bit loose from Neto under pressure from Klein. And now Eze coming forward. Good pass into the feet of Batshuayi. Ayew, but Batshuayi is off sides, and it will be Wolves in possession once again. Here's Eze. See, it's very close, but it probably is just offsides. Roy Hodgson here on the sideline. Running out of options at the moment. Just about 11 minutes remaining here in this one. Has made 3 changes already. Still trailing 1-0, courtesy of that goal from Adama Traore, who was withdrawn from Morgan Gibbs-White. Kuyate over to Tompkins. He loves the pizza. He loves the pasta. If you guys want to know what I'm talking about, just look up Patrick Cutrone Wolves chant. It's not that sophisticated. So Zaha gets bowled over here by Ruben Neves. Eze. Zaha. Back to Eze. Ridvald. Tompkins. He'll lay one out to Kuyate. Has a little bit of space to work here, does Kuyate. Comes forward, tries to pick up Mitchell, but that pass a little too far for him. Rolls out a play for a throw-in. Just ticking over into the 81st minutes. 10 minutes remaining for Crystal Palace to try to find an equalizer. At least in regulation. We'll see how much stoppage time is here. Yep. That's a classic. He did score a lot of goals for Swansea. And then he went to Man City and just fell off the face of the earth. That was an exciting Swansea side. I'm sad they went down. Ridvald. Ridvald again. There's some pressure from Neto here. Finally gets inside. This one swung over to Kuyate. Mitchell. Kuyate again. Back to Tompkins. Ridvald looking over the top here, and it bounces off the back of Batshuayi. Very unfortunate there for Michy Batshuayi. Looked like he made a decent run. We're hearing that Andros Townsend is being prepared here for Crystal Palace. Good ball into the feet of Gibbs-White. That pass intended for the run of Dendoncker was poked away. Zaha now under pressure from a couple of Wolves players. No call from the referee and looks in behind, but Cutrone not going to receive that one. It's intercepted by Kuyate. Weird minute here for both the teams. I think multiple players thought that Zaha was going to get a foul call. That did not come. Kuyate. Zaha, who's turned around after passing that one to yell at the referee again. Van Aanholt. Eze. Good combination here from Crystal Palace. Is good possession. Now find Zaha one-on-one against Semedo. Gets a pass into Eze inside the box. Top of the box. Strike. It's deflected. It'll go behind for a goal kick. Or sorry, for a corner kick here. With 7 minutes remaining, another chance for Crystal Palace. This was a very nice spell of possession for Palace. Moving in between the mids, picking out Zaha. Nice couple of passes between him and Eze, allowing that shot from Van Aanholt to come, but it was deflected away by Moutinho. Here comes the corner kick by Eze. It's headed away at the near post by Cody, flung back in, headed away by Sykes. Will go out for another corner here. Some pressure mounting here against Wolves. Trying to see this match out, leading 1-0 in this FA Cup third round tie. Swung in by Eze again. Flicked away at the near post. Here's Riedewald at the back post. Doesn't see a shooting angle. Goes back to Klein, who clips it in. That's poor from Klein. Easily headed away by Nori. Swung in by Mitchell. Claims of offsides here. Not going to be given, but it will be hoofed away by Moutinho, and Wolves can get themselves out of their own half here. 84 minutes gone here. 6 minutes remaining in regulation. 13 attempts today by Wolves, 5 on target. No attempts on target yet for Palace today. They did have one good opportunity early in the second half. It did not result in a shot on target. Unfortunately, is a yellow card going to be shown here to Morgan Gibbs-White for this foul on Jordan Ayew. Just a pretty cynical foul here. Sees Ayew's going to get away from him, just wraps him. It looks like Dendoncker going to be withdrawn here. Andres Townsend will come on as well. And it's Kiana Hover coming on here. Came to Wolves as a part of that deal for Diogo Jota. For Crystal Palace, Michy Batshuayi is the player sacrificed for Andros Townsend, who will thrown on to try to find this equalizer. Just 5 minutes remaining in regulation, so should see a couple minutes of stoppage time. Flick on inside the box as Ayew doesn't really have the ability to turn. Now trying to get some space to find a cross. Gets himself squared up against Aït-Nouri. Gets a cross away, knocked away by Semedo. Aït-Nouri will hoof it the rest of the way. Here's Cutrone trying to control it. He's going to hold on to it. Cutrone has done very well here. Now completely alone up against multiple Palace players. He'll finally lose out, but has allowed Wolves to get back up the pitch. Excellent work there by Cutrone, who never looked favored to win that ball. What's up? What happened to Daniel James, the other DeeJay? Is Townsend. Zaha. Riedewald. Zaha battling with Saiss, but loses out to the combination of Cody and Saiss there. What happened to Daniel James? This ball is knocked out for a Wolves throw-in. What happened to Daniel James? Probably not much. He was probably just an average winger to begin with, and was signed at a time in which Mason Greenwood hadn't really excelled. He was signed at the beginning of the season. Greenwood came on towards the end of that season and got some starts and was excellent. And I think Ole sold out for a attacking trio for those three that liked to dribble and had a little more dynamism. Daniel James is, I think he's just too one-dimensional, right? He wants to drive at people and cross. He doesn't even really want to cut inside and shoot as much as Rashford does. He will, but he just I think no matter what happens on either side, he's very one-dimensional. If he's on the right, you know he's going to try to push it by you and cross. He will never cut inside. And on the left, he will only cut inside. He's not like Rashford, who will dribble around you or has much more threat of like just shifting it right by you, right? Just doesn't quite have that dynamism. He works hard. He's really fit as well, from what I've heard. It's a reason that Bielsa and Leeds were interested in him. Of course, Leeds need players that are fit for the pressing style that they do, and they were very interested in adding him, and I think he would have been a good fit for Leeds had they signed him. But I just think he's talent-wise outdone by most of United's wingers. So he was signed to help them pressure higher up the field, and the hope was that he would improve and probably get better. He ended up being a little bit too one-dimensional, and United ended up being a little bit more of a counter-attacking team than I think they hoped to be. I think they were hoping to change from being a counter-attacking team to more of a possession pressing team like Liverpool do. They don't have the personnel for that, I think, is what has been realized. And I don't know if Ole has the coaching credentials to make that happen. So I would say that's what happened to Daniel James. We'll see if he stays at United, moves. Did he like get transferred already in January? I haven't been reading the news, as we are in the 89th minute here, just a minute remaining. Was he? I mean, I don't know. I never take what I hear on social media from Man United fans too seriously, because I think a good portion of Man United fans are just like think every player we sign will be the savior, especially when we were like so bad last year, or like a couple years ago. But I guess like early last season before the break, like really early last season and the season before that. So I think United fans had a tendency of like, I think United fans have a tendency to like say like, oh, this player will always be our, like every player we sign is our savior, because you just want to hope that he is, believe that like we're not that bad anymore and like we're better than we probably are. I don't know that I or any Man U fans that I know that, you know, I kind of respect their take and their opinions on the club. I don't think any of us ever thought he was a savior. But I mean, you're right. It just like, yeah, it's very forgettable at the moment. Neves, Moutinho. Offsides here is Hoover. I'm not sure how exactly, but regardless, just about to tick to the end of regulation here. Wolves still leading 1-0 here. That goal scored in the first half by Adama Traore. Let's see what the stoppage time is here at the end of regulation. It's Kouyaté. 3 minutes will be the stoppage time allotted here by the fourth official. So 3 more minutes for Crystal Palace to try to find the equalizer and try to force a replay here. Townsend. Back to Van Aanholt. He'll cut inside. Looks across for Eze. Wolves have done a good job keeping Eberechi Eze quiet today. Not allowing him to build up a lot of steam in any of these attacks. Kouyaté, Riedewald. Good pressure here by Neto. Gets a little unlucky and now has gone over. Now hopping back to his feet. Hobbling back here. Eze. Riedewald. Townsend. Turning. On his left foot. Slides it over to Kouyaté. Creeping forward here are Palace. Mitchell. Zaha. Closed down quickly and Zaha miscontrols that one. 2 minutes remaining here in stoppage time. Ryan has looked fine. Just fine, I would say. He's playing a little more withdrawn today, but some of his attacking play has been a little poor, I would say. Loose touches and whatnot. But defensively, Wolves have looked pretty solid, even in a back four. So I think that part's been good. Oh, and that one just a little bit over hit there for, I believe that's Morgan Gibbs-White had a channel to run into, but the pass over hit for him. Now Butland going to look long. A bit of a missed header there by Neves, but Semedo and Cody clean that one up. It's now settled down for Kayana Hoover, whose pass is poor. It goes out for a throw-in. Thrown in quickly here for Tompkins. A minute remaining here for Palace to try to find that equalizer as Mitchell will lob this one forward. And when knocked out by Semedo. Kouyaté. Gonna leave it. He'll get into the box. It should be a long throw in here. Looks like Van Aanholt will load up for this one. Stead will go short to the feet of Zaha. Back to Van Aanholt. On his left foot, gets the cross away. That one knocked out for a corner kick here by Neves. And this will be last chance saloon for Crystal Palace. Everyone coming forward here for Palace. Swung in here by Eze. Up go the heads. Ruddy comes out and he will catch. Excellently done there by Paul Ruddy. Getting his first start in pretty much forever here for Wolves. He'll throw it out brilliantly to Pedro Neto, driving up the near touchline. Really all he has to do is take this one to the corner flag. As time just about to expire here, and he will do so, and that will do it. Wolves earn themselves a victory here in round 3 of the FA Cup against Crystal Palace, who will fall out of the competition in its earlier stages. Again, the goal courtesy of Adama Traore in the 35th minute of play. An absolute blast from his left foot has earned Nuno Espirito Santo and Wolves a win here at home today in Molineux. They will move on to round 4 of the FA Cup. Thanks again for tuning in today, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you have enjoyed the cast. Go briefly through some of the players here at the end of the match. For Crystal Palace, I think Butland was okay. I think he gets a 6.5. He got a hand on Traore's strike, but couldn't keep it out, and I don't think he didn't do too badly with everything else. Made 4 saves, but they weren't really the toughest saves, I would say. Klein, probably 6.5. Tompkins, 6. Sacco, 6. Patrick Van Aanholt. I don't know why Van Aanholt is a 6.5. Van Aanholt should get a 5. He was torched by Traore all day. Just torched. He didn't get enough help from Eze on a couple of occasions. That much is fair. But anytime that Traore had him in some sort of one-on-one or pseudo one-on-one, torched him. Just could not deal with him before he got substituted. And don't think he was very good in attack either. So I think he gets a 5 or 4.5. Ayew, 7. I think he was one of the better players. He was coming inside to try to collect possession. When Crystal Palace had decent spells of possession, it often started with him. McCarthy, just a 6. Just did what he does. Maybe even a 5.5. Riedewald, 6. Eze, probably 6, was held quiet today and struggled a little bit to cover Van Aanholt, I would say. Benteke, 5. Didn't hold up play well enough. Didn't have anyone to flick on to. Looked out of ideas. Batshuayi, 5 as well. Similar report to Benteke. We roll over to Wolves here. Ruddy, I think, gets a 6.5. Makes the one save, the one catch he needed to make. There were no shots on target, so he didn't have to do a lot. Semedo does get a 7.5. I thought he was solid today. Combined well with Traore on the near side. Defended well. Connor Cody, 7. Saiss, 7. 8 Nouri, probably a 6.5. He gets a bad yellow and probably was the least effective of the defensive quartet. Dendoncker, I think a 7 is fair. I think he was very effective in his role, keeping possession for Wolves, moving it forward. They were in possession most of the match, dangerous with it around the enemy box. Ruben Neves gets the assist. He gets an 8, and I agree with that. I thought he was influential in this match. João Moutinho, or we'll start with Neto. 7.5, I would say. Effective again. Another good performance from Neto. Moutinho, 7. Adama Traore gets the 8 as well for the goal. I think he actually can get an 8.5. Again, he was dangerous all day and made Van Aanholt's life miserable. Probably the man of the match. The only argument you can make for him not being man of the match is that he came off pretty early. Fabio Silva, probably a 5.5. He missed a couple of very good opportunities. Didn't even put him on target, and that's what you're paid to do as a striker. So not really good enough. But that'll wrap it up for the starting lineups. We could go through the subs really quick, but I don't think any subs really made a big impact. And yeah, looking through them, I don't think they did. So I want to thank you all again for tuning in. Hope you have enjoyed the cast. We'll be on this weekend for either more FA Cup, or if I can find an Italian Serie A game or something, we'll do that. But thanks again for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and I will see you guys later. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.